championship season began to take shape under the bright lights of New York City. Columbia hosted the Ivy Round Robins, college fencing's most prestigious and intense competition. Day one was perfect for the Columbia women, highlighted by victories over Harvard and five-time Ivy League champion Princeton. The Princeton win ended the Tigers' 33-match winning streak, dating back to 2008. It also gave us a moment that will live in Columbia history. The winning touch by foil Sarah Taffel and the wild celebration led by Jackie Dubrovich and Margaret Liu. The three women arrived at Columbia as rivals who became teammates and friends.
I've definitely known Jackie and Sarah for my entire fencing career. Jackie's my age and Sarah's a year younger than me. So we've been in the same competitions, we've been in the same age group since Y10.
That is definitely a very strange thing about fencing. It's like you're fencing on a team, but you're also fencing individually. And even outside of that, we're all highly competitive fencers, so we're always competing against each other as well.
They grew up, probably ever since they were 10 years old, fighting each other to make these cadet teams and these junior world teams.
The dynamic has been interesting. Of course, we're competitors and we're all strong individuals.
Different personalities function in different ways, and we've just learned how to accept that.
Princeton was strong. I guess they were the team to beat.
Wow, that was one of the most intense competitions ever. I remember right after scoring the last touch, I don't really remember what I did, but I just remember being on the floor and all of a sudden I feel like people on top of me, and it was a crazy moment.
Yeah, there was a lot of emotion, and that secured our Ivy League title, and it also was the first time that we ever beat Princeton as a team in terms of my career here.
Margaret, Sarah, and I have really learned how to work together. We know each other's strengths and weaknesses, and we have different personalities, but we've come to accept each other and build a relationship which equates to working together very well and winning championships.
I think beating Princeton is what did it, but they're teammates. They respect each other, they work together, and it's really nice in a sport where it's such an individual sport where, for these team moments, they can actually feel that they're part of a family and part of the team.
It's been an honor to be on a squad with them, the trio, as they say. It's been, it's just been an incredible journey, and we're still going, and I'm very impressed with how many victories we're able to come off with.
I've seen Jackie, Margaret, and Sarah all hugging each other. I cried. When I see that, it's just very emotional. It's like at that moment, they are best friends and they're all in together.
Day two of the Ivy Round Robins was capped by a double celebration. Foil Margaret Liu would clinch the Ivy title with the winning touch versus Penn for the women's first title since 2008. The men also faced the Penn Quakers with a share of the title on the line. Trailing 8-4 after 12 matches, the Lions roared back. They tied the match then for the second year in a row. Epi Brian Rowe was on the strip with the Ivy title in his hands. The double Ivy title was the result of hard work and dedication. It also showed how far the program had come in the 4 years since head coach Michael Offertig became head coach. His vision restored the history and tradition of Columbia fencing by turning great individual talent into a great team.
When I was 10 or 11 years old, I was told by one of the members of the team at that time during a practice, it was Alex Kroll, that winners go to Columbia, essentially. And ever since then, honestly, I wanted to go.
Ever since coming to Columbia, I've been on a team that's just so supportive of one another, and my teammates are just great people. We're always there for each other on the strip, cheering each other on.
It was really different from high school fencing, even though the format is kind of the same. It was like a totally different team vibe. Like at college, it's so much more intense, and the team is so much more tight.
Every time I come into practice, I walk past our wall of fame. It's really exciting to win, but it's also very humbling to know that you're part of that legacy and that tradition here.
I feel super lucky to be a part of the team and to just get to train with some of the best athletes that helped me become a better athlete.
I wasn't recruited by Michael, but I was recruited by the previous coach, and seeing it transform into a national championship team, like I didn't believe that could actually happen my freshman year, just the state it was in.
I was really excited to join the Columbia program. I knew that they weren't that strong when I was coming in, but he seemed fairly confident that, well, he said, in 3 years, not your freshman year, not really your sophomore year, but by your junior year, we really have a shot to win both NCAAs and Ivies.
It's interesting because all these athletes, they're individual champions. They're the alpha males. There's these fighters. There's these killers. And now they have to be teammates and work together. And so that was a challenge. And I really feel by the end of the season, we did establish a family, and we do have a team.
We have one common goal, and that's to bring championships back to Columbia.
The final journey of the championship season was a trip to Ohio State for the NCAA championships. The team started strong and ended the first day with an 8-point lead over Penn State. Over the 2-day period, the men captured 81 bouts, but none more thrilling or compelling than the bout between Epi's Jake Hoyle and Brian Rowe in the medal round, teammates who are also best of friends.
The second I came to school, me and Brian connected immediately. I still remember this. It was just like the second day of classes or something, and we had to schedule a lift time. We were, lifting weights or whatever, and we needed a partner. And I sent him a Facebook message and we were like, hey man, you think might want to do the weights together? And he's like, yeah, sure, like why not?
Just like that, after our first practice, we got to know each other, and our paths have just, intertwined in a way where I can truly call him just like my brother.
It was a first semifinal between a couple of Columbia combatants, Jake Hoyle and Brian Rowe.
Brian came up to me before the bout started and he said, just fence your hardest, man.
I knew that going into this, he was going to bring his all, and that in order to respect him and the sport and myself, that I had to give everything.
I just remember the bout being super hard fought, and every touch was really, really clean.
Each touch was either exactly how I planned it or exactly how he thought I planned it, and then him scoring.
I got the last touch, I screamed, I took off my mask, went to the end of the strip, just kind of took a second, and then I remember running back to the middle and just gave Brian a hug. I was like, I love you, man. And I think that was all I could say, and that was all I think I needed to say.
He said that he was really proud of me and that either of us could have been the ones to go into the finals. It was just a really touching moment, and I feel like it really encompasses our relationship, not just on the strip, but outside as well.
It's bittersweet. Obviously, I wanted to win, and I wouldn't want to have it any other way. But it doesn't feel great to knock your teammate out of a tournament.
I wouldn't have wanted to lose to anyone else in the world.
Once Jake beat Brian, I'm sure, was upset, but within 5 seconds flipped around and was Jake's best friend and Jake's coach.
And so it's Jake against Jack, a couple of third years here, each looking for their first NCAA championship. Ready? Fence. A double will do it for Jake Hoyle, a first-time NCAA champion. His teammate Brian Rowe, who is one touch away from being on this very stage himself, the first to give him that hug. Yeah.
Always good to beat a fellow Ivy League fencer in a tough bout like that. Felt really good.
Sunday was also highlighted with Margaret Liu qualifying for the medal round.
She's got a 5-1 lead on the national team counterpart.
In that bout, I got off to a little bit of a slow start. I wasn't feeling the correct distance, and my timing was a little off. I honestly wasn't thinking of making a comeback or winning the bout, really focusing on taking it one touch at a time, but really that's how I was focusing on the bout, like trying to establish control at each point, and then all of a sudden, before I knew it, I had won the bout.
Margaret Liu with the winning touch.
Then came the most special moment of the day.
And ladies and gentlemen, your 2015 National Collegiate Men's and Women's Fencing Champions, Columbia Barnard.
The fact that I'm able to go onto a team and immediately put myself into that championship mentality and that I'm a champion mentality, it's really unreal to me.
There's nothing that can describe the feeling of knowing that we're Ivy champs, NCAA champs, and just being a freshman and knowing that I have 3 years left here to do it again is amazing.
As a freshman, we take it for granted, I feel like. We won Ivies, we won NCAAs. There's been so much work and for so many years that we haven't even been here. We just came here and got the chance to work hard and be part of a team.
I can't believe the freshmen must be over the moon right now. Just coming in first year, don't really know what to expect from college fencing. And just win everything.
It's new going out there and just, knowing that we're one of the best teams in the country and, the best this year. And it feels great to be a part of the team.
I think that what made it really special that we won this year is that it had been 1993 was the last time we had won. So it's incredible that we're sort of restarting this thing that's been dormant for so long.
I think this is my greatest fencing achievement, and it's even more great because I can experience it with my entire team.
Incredible. I can't even believe what we've accomplished this year.
I think by doing that as a freshman, we're effectively putting a target on our own backs for the next 4 years where we're at the top now and we're going to try to have to defend that as our seniors graduate. Before we know it, we're going to be the upperclassmen and we're going to be the ones that are leading the team.
I am really very happy that after many years pause, we get again the national NCAA championship title, due to excellent recruiting of Michael. And I really feel very happy that I could contribute with the results.
Aladar is a very special person. I think you can tell that right as you meet him. And as a coach, he demands only the best from his students. He's really the standard of excellence in terms of fencing.
Aladar is my hero. He is a very tough coach, but he pushes you to be your very best every day.
I'm happy that this new generation is the same spirit. And that's the 16th individual NCAA champion what I have here now. And it's an excellent feeling that Columbia is getting back on the top.
The championship season was complete with an impressive list of achievement. Men's and women's Ivy League champions, national champions, and the top-ranked team in the nation. Margaret Liu, a USA National Championship. Sarah Taffel won her first gold medal at the Junior Women's World Champion. And Jake Hoyle, an NCAA individual champion. But the most impressive number, 18. 18 student athletes from the Columbia fencing program made the Dean's List. That is why we say Columbia is home to the real student athlete.
Our student athletes are true student athletes. They're at class, they're studying on the road.
I can't tell you how many times, we've dragged our limp, sore bodies back from a double weekend tournament, throw our bags in our rooms, grab our backpacks, and straight to the library.
Being around people who really strive for excellence all the time, it kind of drives you to do the same. And I really appreciate how Columbia as a whole recognizes, our academic achievements and our athletic achievements.
We're all very smart kids, very dedicated on and off the strip in whatever thing we pursue, so I'm not surprised by that.
There are kids that practice 5 days a week, 6 days a week, and they're still able to handle a Columbia course load, which is very difficult. It's great. It shows you that we take, all facets of our college life very seriously.
Upon graduation, you feel really proud that you were able to get through the rigors of academic life here and succeed as an athlete.
That's Columbia, and that's Columbia fencing. We're fierce on the strip, and we're fierce off the strip.
Columbia fencing is my family.
Fierce, totally.
Unstoppable.
It makes me want to be the best fencer and person I can be.
Incredible.
Number one.
A dynasty.
Columbia, we're champions.